Can you put the slide of the 12-dash line, please? A couple of decades ago, the USA, and hence the West, opened its doors, its market, its financing power to China. And for a long time, China was a good world citizen, engaging in business, in trade, and its neighbors were happy until it started feeling the power of that economic activity, and then it became expansionist. And one only has to look at that map to see that it is untenable. It wants territory that is not rightfully its own. And so we have problems in the region. When the USA did that and the Western world did that, the Philippines, a traditional ally of the United States, felt left out, felt that it was left behind. So I want to give you a snapshot of the Philippine electric generating capacity as it is today. The total installed capacity of all technologies in the Philippines today is around 22,000 megawatts. Approximately 65% of that is coal, mostly imported because we don't have indigenous coal, or we have very little of it. Approximately 20% of that is gas, Malampaya gas, but Malampaya gas is running out. So soon, it will be imported LNG. So in total, around 85% of our electricity comes from fossil fuels. That's around 18,700 megawatts of fossil fuels today. I want to note that this amount of fossil fuels, 18,700 megawatts, has a dollar value of around $11 billion US dollars a year that we are forced to import. And the Philippines earns its dollars by exporting its people. A very socially costly exercise. If the Philippines were to convert that usage of fossil fuels to nuclear, it could avoid that 11 billion US dollars worth of import. So I'd like to talk about the energy density of uranium, or the fuel for nuclear power plants. So we can see here that uranium has an energy density of millions of times higher than the most potent fossil fuel sources. It means that the eraser on a Mongol pencil would be equivalent to about a ton of coal. That means that from every 1,000 megawatts of power plant that we build of nuclear, we can avoid 50 Panamax-sized ships every year of importation. 50 Panamax-sized ships of 50,000 tons each. And replace it with a single jeepney load of nuclear fuel. So the Panamax-sized ships in 1,000 megawatts worth about 700 million US dollars, replaced with a single jeepney of nuclear fuel worth about 20 to 30 million US dollars. So you can see where I'm going with this. Not only is the foreign exchange burden on the Philippines removed when we go to nuclear power, but even the national security aspect of it needs to be looked at. You are removing 50 ships per 1,000 megawatts of burden for defense by the Philippine Navy and other allied navies. So, NEDA, the National Economic Development Authority, says that we need to double our capacity, our total capacity, by 2040. And Executive Order number 164 of the previous administration, the Duterte administration, says that we need to triple our total energy by 2040. Let's compare that with Vietnam, which is today at 68,000 megawatts. Vietnam has around 20 million less people than the Philippines. We were ahead of Vietnam before, and today they are at 68,000 megawatts, and we are at 22,000 megawatts. So let's say that what NEDA projects happens. How can we do that without increasing our foreign exchange burden? And how can we do that without increasing our responsibility to defend the sea lane so that we can assure a reliable electricity supply? It has been my advocacy. I have been advocating for 18 years now, nuclear power for the Philippines. And as a layman and back of the envelope, I get the existing fossil fuel capacity, which is about 80%, and that's about 16,000 megawatts. I say that if we can have online 16,000 megawatts of nuclear by 2045, then we don't need to increase our import of fossil fuels at all. It stays the same. We don't touch a single megawatt of existing fossil fuel capacity in doing this. Therefore, I feel that this aspiration for 16,000 megawatts of nuclear online by 2045 is eminently reasonable and conservative. The Philippines owns nuclear assets. It has a 100% complete nuclear power plant in Morong, Bataan of 620 megawatts. That plant site was designed to handle 4 nuclear power plants. A nuclear village exists nearby. A highway exists nearby. Power line to Metro Manila exists. And the CBK pump storage facility was built to enhance the nuclear operation at Morong, Bataan. In my opinion, these assets can be valued for about a couple of billion US dollars. I've been talking to the Koreans, and they have told me that they are willing to finance up to 85% of total project cost. Not only the equipment coming from Korea, but including the local civil works to enable the project to proceed. If that's the case, and if our nuclear assets are worth $2 billion, it means that we can borrow up to around $15 billion to fully build out the nuclear site in Bataan. I am making it known to the American interests that are here that the Philippines would not want to be a scab ally. The Philippines wants to do its share in the alliance with the Americans and the rest of the allies in the region. And we are offering this opportunity as a business opportunity to American nuclear vendors, financiers, and enablers. I think this is a good opportunity for both parties to benefit from the situation and at the same time enhance national and regional security. What else did I want to say? I wanted to say so many things. Yes, there is another opportunity, and that is this. I was listening to President Trump, so he declared on his first few days of office a national energy emergency. And I couldn't imagine why America would declare a national energy emergency. If America is having a national energy emergency, what is the Philippines having? Every summer, we have continuous red and yellow alerts, outages in the provinces to preserve Metro Manila from having brownouts. Vietnam is at 68,000. We are at 22,000. That's 3 times more than us. And this is only recent. And this is enabled because Vietnam has indigenous coal. We do not have. In fact, when Russia attacked Ukraine, the price of coal jumped up so high that the Indonesians announced a freeze on coal exports to the Philippines. We had to go fly to Indonesia to beg their leadership to sell us coal. I don't think that is being energy independent or economically independent. I think that nuclear can give us that energy and economic independence. And so, this is the irony. America believes that its AP1000, designed by Westinghouse, will be the new standard nuclear power plant of the Western world. They're selling this in Europe. They have 2 running in the United States. There were 2 that were abandoned, but now they're talking about resuming construction. There are 4 running in China. And China is building 6 more as we speak. The only module factory for cheap modules for AP1000 exists only in China. Why don't we help each other? Why don't you consider pushing for a module factory for AP1000 to be constructed in the ex-Hanjin shipyard in Subic? That shipyard used to maintain U.S. Navy ships back in the day. And that could be the low-cost supplier for AP1000 modules in the Western world and even in America. Then we are part of the nuclear supply chain. Maybe not the high-end supply chain, but at least our foot is in the door, and we are helping the alliance. So that's all I have, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry that my thoughts were a little bit scattered, but we want to do our part in cooperating and in maintaining our role in the defense of the region and our country. And we want to be a good ally of the United States. And I think that nuclear power is an ideal playing field wherein we can do this well. Thank you so much.
Well presented.